Welcome back to the Fraction Report. I'm your host, George Fraction, giving you the good news you can use for June 30th, 2022. And I appreciate y'all checking in with me again. Today's subject, we're going to be talking about something that's very near and dear to my heart, a subject that I feel every descendant of American slavery and really every American should know about. You know, it don't matter your lineage or anything. We're going to be talking about Cointelpro. That is Cointelpro. Cointelpro. It's all one word. And Cointelpro was a program devised by the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover in particular. And I'm going to be reading you a few footnotes from the program and things of that nature so I can explain to you exactly what it is and what its purpose was and why it's important to you today, because what Cointelpro was yesterday has metamorphosized into something that they're calling Black identity extremism. And as I begin to break down Cointelpro with you, you will see how it metamorphosized into what it is today and how it will affect your life. So let's begin by me reading one of the footnotes. And I'm not going to read through all of the footnotes, and I'm not going to read them in full just out of respect for your time. So one of the first footnotes was prevent the coalition of militant Black nationalist groups, meaning the Black Panthers, any Black nationalist group that wasn't going for the bullshit for all intents and purposes. And this is something they say: in unity there is strength. An effective coalition of Black nationalist groups might be the first step to Mau Mau, quote unquote Mau Mau, aka Black revolutionary armies in America, and that would be the beginning of the Black Revolution. Now, the second footnote, and this is a very important, very, very, very important part, is something that has plagued me my whole life. And at certain times in my life, I've had fear of it, but I've realized that, hey, if this is my life's mission and this is how I go, then so be it, because I've risked my life for far less. Now, number two is to prevent the rise of a quote unquote messiah who could unify and electrify the militant nationalist movement. Now, what that means is anybody who has articulation, anybody who can get up and rock the microphone, anybody who can get people to come together on one accord will be targeted. Do you understand what I'm saying? So let's think about all the great leaders throughout time. We can run a list of them. I'm talking about from Marcus Garvey to Paul Robeson to Malcolm X to Martin Luther King I'm talking about even, and some of y'all may not agree with me on this, but if you know, you know, Tupac Shakur. You understand what I'm saying? But we're gonna dive off into that. Now, number three, prevent violence on the part of Black nationalist groups. Pinpoint troublemakers and neutralize them. Neutralize them? Let's continue. Number four, prevent militant Black nationalist groups from gaining respectability. Meaning that we're going to shit on you. We're going to make false accusations against you. Anything that you do in these communities, you see what I'm saying? We're going to criticize and minimize. We're going to do all kinds of things. And to delve back into, I believe it was number one, it's people coming together. A lot of people don't know that through Cointelpro, I know in Chicago for sure, that the government was attempting to get the Black Panther Party to feud with different other Black groups, i.e. the El Rookins at the time, the Black P Stone Nation, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Like, it's a very serious thing, because where there's chaos, there's confusion. And where there's confusion, there can't be unity. So their whole thing was to come to Jeff Fort and say that, hey, man, they trying to do this and they trying to do that and da-da-da-da-da. And then they went to Fred Hampton and his brothers and Bobby Rush and them, and hey, man, they trying to do this and da-da-da. You know what I mean? To have dissension amongst brothers. And they've been doing this for years, and they continue to do it today. Y'all better open your eyes, man, but we're going to get back into this. Now, they allege that between 1956 and 1971, that these things were going on. And it was their mission to disrupt, discredit, and to destroy all Black nationalist movements. You know what I mean? Anybody that was really standing on something. I ain't talking about people that's trying to integrate. I'm not talking about people that's out here talking about, hey, let's come together and move. No, I'm talking about the ones that's saying, hey, man, we're going to stand and we're going to liberate. You understand what I'm saying? And if death come to it, then that's what come to it. Because I die like a man before I live like a coward. And that's a whole nother subject that I'm going to talk to you brothers about, because we really got to get back on that. These women out here are lost, bro. And they lost because we're lost. Because they're looking for guidance from us. But we're going to get off into that. That's a whole nother demo. Now, like I say, they proclaim between 1956 and 1971 that these things were going on and that it's quote unquote no more. But let me fast forward to today's time. They've opened up a whole new program. And this was 4 years ago when this transpired. This individual named Rakim Belagoon. He was the first individual prosecuted and under the what they call black identity extremism. And they got all of this from his social media. Things he was saying on social media put the FBI on his heels, and they locked this man up without bond for 6 months. You understand what I'm saying? He's a founding member of the Huey P. Newton Gun Club, and they provide free meals for the homeless and throw different events as far as many other things. I'm not here to rally for that, brother. I'm not here to speak on his behalf of what it is that he does. But what I'm here to tell you is that the same things that they were pulling way back when, they're still pulling today. So if you're one of these people that, you know, frequent the B1 movement and you're out here online and you're looking at the Black Authority and you're looking at Professor Black Truth and you're looking at different individuals like Philip Scott, you know what I'm talking about? On and on to the break of dawn. You know what I mean? There's various places where this information and black righteousness is being trafficked. So if you frequent any of these places, have your eyes open. If you're one of these people that get online and speak against police brutality and things of that nature, and you're very quote unquote Pan-African and pro-black, hey man, get ready for this. Have your eyes open, because this brother right here was incarcerated for 6 months with no bond, based on the FBI looking into him, saying that he was a domestic terrorist because of his pro-black beliefs. They've been doing this since the days of Marcus Garvey and Paul Robeson. You understand what I'm saying? This is nothing new. Now, you have different individuals that have put forth amendments and bills and things like that for all this information to fully be disclosed. You have it's a bill that was introduced through Representative Bobby Rush, who was a Black Panther once upon a time. I don't know if he still flies the flag. God bless Bobby Rush, and you know, whatever. But it's HR 2998, and it's called the Cointelpro Full Disclosure Act. And its purpose is for all the information to be disseminated to the masses about Cointelpro. Everything that they did, every document, every surveillance, everything needs to be brought to the public. God bless him for that. God bless him for that. And I'm going to say something else on that note. I don't wish for any individual to be incarcerated unless you done really ran afoul to humanity and fuck you. So, with that being said, there were so many people screaming when Lil Wayne got a pardon and Kodak Black got a pardon and all these other things. Hey man, why don't we free some of these political prisoners that's locked up under Cointelpro? Because there's many of them that are rotting in prison right now, have been in prison for 30 plus years. Some 40. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about being treated, I'm talking about under the most inhumane acts, simply because they wanted to be liberated. They wanted to live as hell, not even as we live, but just as a man. And then people are locked up today. Asada Shakur, she's still, I'm talking about, in exile, because she didn't want to let y'all put y'all foot on her neck. And I gets down on y'all Lord and Savior Obama the way that I do, because he put that woman back on the FBI's top 10 list, man. I didn't appreciate that. I didn't appreciate that at all, because there's a million other things you could have been doing with your presidency, brother, instead of coming after that sister and attacking her. Why don't you look into why she's in exile? Why don't you know what I'm talking about, get that situated so she can come back, if she even wants to come back at this point. Furthermore, like I say, you had many brothers and sisters that had to leave this country and go into exile and things like that in Libya. R.I.P. to Muammar Gaddafi. You understand what I'm saying? There's many of y'all that may not be hip to that individual, but one thing about him, I don't know, per se what he was doing over there in Libya, but I know he was trying to send that bread over here to my brothers and sisters. You understand what I'm saying? So they can finance this campaign. I do know that. And for that, rest in peace to that brother. May peace be upon his soul and his family. You understand me? And that's why, like I say, a lot of these different entities and things like that, man, they were bringing attention to what was going on over here in America, and that's why they were targeted for extermination. You understand what I'm saying? When the brother Malcolm was talking about going to the United Nations and bringing charges against the United States for the treatment of the descendants of American slaves, hey man, they got him up out of there. They got him up out of there. You understand me? Because once you pull the skirt up, you understand me, and show America shame, because they run around policing the world, telling folks you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do this, this person shouldn't be in power, that person shouldn't be in power. But here comes somebody from your land coming, bringing the truth to light and pulling the skirt up on the Statue of Liberty and exposing her shame. How dare you go around the world and talk about what need to be going on, and you sitting here subjugating folk right here on your own land. But again, these are the things that have been going on. So, like I said, it's an act called Black Identity Extremism. You understand what I'm saying? It's basically the bastard child of Cointelpro. I would advise all individuals to look these things up, you know what I mean? Because it goes a lot further down into the rabbit hole. I'm not going to hold you all up, but I appreciate y'all taking the time out of your day to come and get this information. Every now and then, we're not going to come with just, what's going on right now in the news. Sometimes we'll go back and deal with some things that have been going on that are still prevalent today. And I'm just asking y'all to take y'all time with me. I'm not a news broadcaster. I'm just trying to bring you, like I say, the good news that you can use, man. Please like, share, but never compare. I'm talking about subscribe to this joint, and I'm going to do my best to keep disseminating this information. And like I say, I got this campaign going on right now. Hopefully this weekend, everything will be off the ground and we'll be shooting live, and y'all will see me really out here, in the mix, because conversation without a demonstration ain't about nothing to me. You know what I mean? I'm really finna be out here on the slab. And like I say, y'all just stay tuned. We got a lot of big things coming, man. I appreciate y'all checking out the Fraction Report, and we'll see y'all next time.